And welcome to ChIME Sunday morning in Right Where I Am, a student-led interfaith gathering. We welcome you to bring a candle, a notebook, and a writing utensil if you have one, and your curiosity as the three of us explore what being right where I am can be. As I have lit my candle, I hope that you will light yours as well. If you don't have a candle, I invite you to close your eyes and imagine lighting a candle. And please take a moment to quiet your thoughts. Take a nourishing breath, settle into your seat, maybe find a blanket or other comfort item that will help support you in the next few minutes. The prayers, the songs, stories, and meditations that we share today lift from our homes wherever we are to the satellites above and back down into each of the homes we see on our screen. They are infinite and we are connected. And with the lighting of our collective candles, we are sitting in global community and we are together in this space. Welcome. I pass this to Cathy.
Thank you, Kate. I'm so delighted to be here today, right where I am. So the idea of this title came from a song that I had forgotten about, but was reminded as we were pulling this together. As some of you know, I've been to Assisi, Italy a couple times for spirituality retreats, 2019 and then last year, 2024. And we stayed in a monastery, and at the very top of the monastery was this terrace that we would gather in the evenings, and the stars would be above us, the sun would set, and there was a singer-songwriter, Michael Stillwater, who would do he did a lot of the chanting and the music throughout the week, but he would do what he called an honoring, which for separate people he would sing a song specifically for them. And the song that I was honored by, it was called "Right Where I Am," and I'm putting the lyrics of the song in the chat box. So for me, the idea of being right where I am is being present, which is a concept that I learned for the first time in that retreat. Non-duality, me, you, us, them, and really learning to lose the chattery voice in my head and just being present to each moment and each person. Along the way, I also have learned to feel the pull of history, being in Assisi where St. Francis and St. Clare was, my Irish heritage, the idea of stillness versus chaos. It was very quiet in the monastery that we stayed in, and I tried to replicate that here in my little home now. I've learned to dwell in uncertainty. In fact, that's part of my internship this year. Inviting gentleness and trying to live my version of an everyday mystic. So I have a slide set that I put together with slides from that retreat and set to the music that Michael Stillwater sang that night. This is the actual recording.
Right where,
Can you hear the music?
right where I am, right where I am. Everything that I need is right where I am. Right where I am, right where I am, right where I am. I'm home inside. Right where I am. My heart's alive and free. The sky is all around me. I hear the leaves singing through the trees. Oh, right where I am, right where I am, right where I am, my heart is free. When I feel like I don't fit in, when I am feeling that nothing's happening, when I am feeling there's gotta be more to life, that's when I look and see the light, and right where I am, right where I am, right where I am, the sun is shining. The wind is blowing. The rain is falling. The snow is drifting. I hear the children laughing. I hear the music playing. And I know that this is right where I am, right where I am. This is right where I am. Now I understand. It's all inside of me, right where I am.
And now I'd like to read what I wrote at the end of this retreat. I feel different. When I compare and contrast myself from then to now, speaking about my childhood and my life before, I see spiritual growth and being the person I'd like to be, not arriving, but unfolding, listening differently, listening deeply, and laughing, enjoying the lightness, respecting the stillness. The sharp edges of the stone of the steps at Cartry and the Basilica have been finely polished by over 800 years of footsteps. I see the smoothing of the sharp edges, talons, and weapons of my life, put in place by my perceived threats and challenges, but those perceptions were my own creations and thought that can be now reformulated. Why? Because I choose to, and I am capable of it and worth it. I will enjoy having company on this ride, feel camaraderie in the eye contact, comfort in the touch, appreciation of the music we make, and laughter. Is it simple? Is it complicated? I don't know, and that's okay. The time is passing, and I am learning to make the next right decisions. And when that decision doesn't work out, my regret is minimal with the new trust I have in my identity, right where I am. So thank you. And next will be Meghan Cowans.
Hi, everyone. Lovely to be here all together. So we're going to do a little interactive, and I would love just to remind everybody to make sure your volume is, or your speaker is muted, just because unfortunately it's the one downside of Zoom. We cannot all be chanting together, or else it gets a little wild. So when we were doing our meeting about this, I'd really wanted to sing, and a song came to me after Kate and Cathy and I kind of met together, and so I will be singing that song 3 times, and then leading us into a together chant of So Hum. And So Hum is a Sanskrit breath meditation, and it really means I am that, and it's the idea of invoking the breath that breathes us as we breathe the breath out and as we breathe together, and that we're all really one right here, right now, right where we are. And so we'll be using our fingers. These are our first mala beads that we have, and we get to have them with us all the time. So if you ever forget your beads, remember you always have your fingers. So we will go through the chant. We will do so hum, and I will lead us through for 2 minutes after the little song, and then we'll have a minute of silence just to marinate in all the vibrational deliciousness of doing this together, and then we'll move right along. So thank you. And I guess here we'll go. So I'll just invite us right now to get comfy because we'll be sitting in meditation. Maybe take a deep breath and just turn your head to the right as you exhale. And on the next in-breath, you'll turn your head to the left and exhale. Inhale and look up to whatever way feels safe. And exhale and look down. And then slowly bringing your head back to center. And if you want to circle your shoulders, if that feels good, move. If you have any, I call them the wiggle giggles with my daughter in my body, move those wiggle giggles out so we can be still just for a few moments together. Take one deep breath all together. I am the door blowing open. I am the stairwell going down. I am the floor, my feet are grounded. I am the air, I am here now. I am the door blowing open. I am the stairwell going down. I am the floor, my feet are grounded. I am the air, I am here now. I am the door blowing open. I am the stairwell going down. I am the floor, My feet are grounded. I am the air. I am here now. So hum, 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 so hum. Just a moment of silence. When you're ready, you can bring yourself back into this moment. Maybe wiggle your hands, your toes. Take a deep breath. When you're ready, if your eyes were closed, you can open them. If they were softened, maybe bring them more into the light. Thank you for being in the breath and the prayer and the song with me, for being together right here, right now. And I will pass the sacred stick on to Kate.
Thank you. Sure that I am unmuted. All the things. So I have a short story. It's sometime in late August. I noticed a plant growing beside my delphiniums. Um, it was the only one. It was the only plant that looked like that one. I didn't know if it was a weed. I didn't know if it was a real plant. Um, and in a spirit of rewilding parts of my yard, I've been leaving interesting looking plants for years that I didn't plant until they grew big enough to identify. Um, And so far, I have cultivated patches of valerian and sunchokes and yarrow and giant ragweed. And that last one I don't let grow if I can help it. Um, the thing is, August in northern Maine can be precarious. I have scraped frost from my windscreen one year. I've prepared for tornado warnings and other years. You never know what to expect up here. August 2024, however, was dry and warm, and it was almost hot. We got through the month without a hint of frost. And this flower bed in particular is south facing. It's beside the house, so I had hope. It is on my way from where I exit my house to the bird feeder. So every morning I passed it. I kept watch. It grew tall, not as tall as the delphiniums, not much is. And then in September, it started to get these little buds. And the only way I can describe them is that they were like little dumpling purses, like, they just folded up. And it was late getting cold this year. But we did have some chilly mornings and some frosts on the fields. And I did really wonder if I was actually going to figure out what this plant was. Like, I just had no idea. But in early October, I walked past with my arm full of birdseed and peanut butter, and I saw it. It had bloomed. It was this lovely little pink trumpet with a dark pink interior, and there was just one, and it was down at the bottom. But there were more. There were more like that were beginning to think about opening. And so I fed the birds, and I rushed back into my house to get my phone. So I took a snap of the plant, and with the wonder of Google Lens, I figured out that it was a hollyhock. And I have wanted hollyhocks forever. I've tried to grow them for years. I have planted them from seed. I have put in seedlings, and I've never been successful with hollyhocks. But this year, when I had neglected the rest of the gardens absolutely entirely, a seed I had thrown in haphazardly sometime before grew, and it bloomed. And this year has been stressful. It's been a season and a year on top of a lot of years. And collectively, we've been through, and many of us are still in, waves of grief and loneliness. And throughout, there have been times of finding bits of joy amongst the weeds. Or if you're like me, you find joy in the weeds because if you've ever smelled valerian, you know that it smells like vanilla, and it's just gorgeous. And maybe this resonates with you too. I don't know. Because when a plant starts to grow, one that I didn't plant, like I did not plant this plant, but I've wanted it for years, I find hope in that. And in a few weeks, at the end of the year, when I'm reflecting on the times that I have felt hope in the previous months, this is going to strengthen my resolve and resource me for the next year. And this year, that hollyhock, that singular stalk, there's only one of them, will be high on my list of reasons to feel hopeful in 2025. And maybe that's something that you want to do too. As we enter the dark season, when the sun starts to set before 4 o'clock and the stars are a little bit brighter, and we begin to turn the wheel onto another year, maybe you will also reflect on some moments or hours, days, or weeks when you felt hopeful or full of hope in 2024. Because this is right where I am. And this is right where I am because, as Naomi Shahid Nye writes in her poem, every day as a wide field, every page, hope is the thing. Hope was always the thing. What else did we give each other from such distances? Thank you. Now I pass it back to Cathy.
Wow, Kate, thank you so much for that wonderful reading and your interpretations of it. So I think next what we'd like to do is just some simple breakout groups. Each of us will be in one, and we're thinking for 6 minutes. Does that sound right to you guys? Yeah. And we want to remind everybody that right does not mean correct or that there is a wrong when we reference right where I am. But we'd like you to think about a time when you felt that you were in a right where I am moment. What does that mean to you? So Abby's going to help us get into the groups. And we'll see you in 6 minutes.
Hey, Abby. Cathy and I accidentally ended up in the same one.
Oh gosh. Okay, let me let me give you a swap.
Sorry, Abby. I think group one probably doesn't have one of us in there. That one had Megan.
All right, sorry,
Oh,
I
my
keep
speaker
getting
isn't
pulled to
working.
rooms with questions. One
Oh.
moment.
Hang on.
All right, you should have an invitation to room 1.
So thanks.
We got whisked away. That was a nice left moment though. I need to leave, but I wanted to stay. And then Zoom took me right away, right after I said that. Thank you.
Does anyone have anything they'd like to share from the breakout rooms?
Well, I feel like I'm right where I am when I entered ChIME. Right where I should be.
You guys, I'm not sure if you can hear me. I can't see anyone, and I'm not sure you can see me, but it's Stephanie. And I landed here in Maine last night and am at a friend's home. And so I guess I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Hello, everyone. I am here, even though you can't see me probably.
Welcome, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Welcome home, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Any last thoughts before Meghan takes us out? All right, Meghan. Oh, you're muted, Meghan.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for being here with us, for being together, for being present, for being, just for being and sharing and coming with an open heart. We do invite you to take the idea of right where you are as a journal prompt, or maybe something that stays in more of the forefront of your mind, to note the moments, to maybe write them down right where you were, or where you how you felt, or just, you know, these little snippets of these moments of connectivity to all that is and to all that you are, just as a reminder. So we remember, sometimes we forget that we have these moments, and maybe have more of them than we might remember. So I am going to put in the link here a little a link to ChIME. I think everybody has the link to ChIME, but this is just for donations, or if you know of anybody that would like to donate, so we can continue doing all this wonderful magic together, and sort of just allow people to be invited into the deep breath of being that ChIME tends to create in circles, in togetherness and community. So with that said, if you have a candle that is lit, or an imaginary candle, bring it into your mind. And together, if we would like, we can blow out the candle. But so we'll whisper a prayer of gratitude, deep gratitude for something, anything in your life that you might be grateful for being in this space, grateful for the fact that we can be in spaces like this together. And yeah. So when we're ready, we'll take a deep breath and whisper that prayer into the candle and close out the space. Thank you all so much for being here. Have a beautiful day.